You're listening to Lore Friendly with Chris Takahashi and Alice Bell. So in today's episode, we're going to talk about mods, as always. Going to go over a couple of news items, including Hot Pie's Bakery. And lastly, we're going to talk about episode 3 of Game of Thrones. But before we get into all that, Alice, how are you?
I'm not too bad. I'm tired. I'm bored of being back home. I miss university.
So this is our third week in a row.
See, we beat our fucking streak, motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's a record. And the other thing is that by the time this airs, we will have gotten 1,000 subscribers.
That's optimistic. I mean, we could just be frozen at 999 forever at the time of recording.
It did go down to 998 briefly for 1 second, and then I panicked.
Let me just check. 1 sec. Oh, no, we're still stuck on 999. I mean, oh, how rude. So, I'm on the YouTube channel, and Google is asking me to choose my language. I'm viewing it. The default is English US.
Oh,
what
nice.
The fuck?
In fairness, I do tend to ramble.
Oh.
It just means I'm just interrupting you more than usual. That's all it means.
I just feel so grossed out by the fact that I had to make that decision. That's awful.
So, what are your expectations for when we hit 1,000?
Well, for starters, I've got a bottle of Prosecco in my room, in my fridge, that I'm going to celebrate with this weekend.
Oh, yeah. That's a good start.
I expect a chorus of cherubs to descend from the heavens and start serenading us, saying, "Oh, you've passed the 1,000 subscriber mark."
I don't know if YouTube has implemented that feature yet.
Well, get on it, Google.
Maybe if you hit 10,000, I don't know.
Well, I think 50,000 you get a silver play button.
Yeah, definitely like 50 and 100K you get like little plaques and stuff.
Yeah, how would we split that up?
I don't know.
Because, I mean, I'd expect, like, a portion of the silver thing to be mailed to me.
It belonged to all of us, but it'd probably stay in my house.
Well, can't we just, like, treat it like a unwanted divorcee child? It's like we just pass it around.
You get it on weekends, I get it on weekdays,
Yeah,
stuff like that.
I think that's what we should do with it.
Yeah, that is kind of disappointing to know how far away we are from any rewards. Because when I first saw that we were getting near 1,000, I figured we owned the world now. I was like walking around with my head held high, and
yeah.
But then it turns out, 1,000 is nothing. Everybody has 1,000.
Well, I don't have 1,000 on my YouTube channel. Do you want me to see what my dad's is?
Your dad's is like 10,000, right?
He's got 14,924.
Wow, we've got a ways to go. But that's kind of the fun of it, I think.
Fuck that guy.
Is that it's kind of the fun of it, the slow grind. I mean, if we just transferred over like the endorsements or whatever in the views, because Interesting NPCs has like 3 million views or like 80,000 endorsements.
Yeah.
If you just transferred that over, it'd be kind of boring. It's like kind of fun to build something up from the ground.
Yeah. I mean, look at how much we've grown over the last 2 months, sorry, now that we've been actually putting out regular content. Like, it definitely grew with load disorder, but I think bringing back the podcast is the real draw, you know?
Yeah. Well, like I was telling you on the Discord, which we have now, by the way, please join. But,
please, it's forcing me to be social.
Like, YouTube only notifies you of a new video if you hit the bell button. Like, for most subscribers, I don't think they know that new content is getting put out unless
you check your subscribers every day.
Yeah, unless you have an incentive to check, and putting out shows each week, kind of,
Yeah, it makes things regular, like a healthy bowel.
Yeah, that wasn't quite the way I was gonna put it, but yeah, it's a nice visual. The other thing we've introduced last week was the Discord, which I think has been going well. I mean, it's slow at times, but we've got our own memes and we've got our own like small community.
So everybody knows about the Futhork, right?
It's pronounced Futhork, okay?
It's Futhork.
No, it has to be Futh.
Futhork.
Well, maybe in reality, but the way we Americans pronounce it with our American accent is Futhork.
Bitch, it's Futhork.
Because it sounds like fuck. It has to. It has to.
The fuck off. Yeah, so they're currently taking over the Discord, so if you want to help stop the Futhork invasion, please join. It's great. It's an inside joke that you won't get until we explain it to you, which is why you need to join the Discord early, guys. There's also emoticons of mine and Arian's face. What more could you want? We're so attractive.
Yeah, we basically own the world now. We have 999 subscribers, a Discord with like 30 people. Yeah, like I said, we basically own the world.
Yeah. Do you think they'd like accept us onto
The UN?
the Emoji Movie?
Oh, no.
I feel
maybe.
like we could be characters.
Yeah.
I mean, it can't make the film any worse, because apparently it's the shittest thing ever.
We're going places. Movies, a seat on the United Nations. It's all there for us.
The world is our oyster.
But all that being said, you're going to be abandoning the show next week.
Yeah,
isn't that right?
I'm going down to Brighton for a week of debauchery and heathenism.
How disappointing.
I'm going to be so
It's all going to
fucked.
come crashing down. Crashing down from 998 to 998 subscribers.
And it's going to be all my fault.
Yeah. I'm going to be able to point back to this day when you abandon us.
Just be like, you bitch. How could you?
Thankfully, Jennifer Hedwig of House Hedwig is going to fill in for you next week.
You can replace me that easily.
Or me. I mean, she could replace me some weeks. I mean, you never know. I might go on a quest to find all 7 Dragon Balls.
Fair enough.
I might, I don't know, matriculate into Hogwarts.
I mean, this
a
is-
lot of things could happen to my life.
Yeah, but you expect me to edit? That's your job. Can I just send it to you whilst you're on your quest?
Maybe. Finding those Dragon Balls is going to be hard. Like, they get scattered all over the world, so.
You'll need a bit of time to, recuperate, relax, edit a podcast.
Yeah.
It's a tough life.
But if I get into Hogwarts, I might still have time to edit. I don't know. Do they have internet in Hogwarts?
No, that's a big point in the lore, is that Hogwarts is so magically concentrated that electronics don't work there.
Oh, there's no Twitter then.
No Twitter.
I
You'll
might-
just have to use
yeah.
owl mail.
Yeah.
Send a little owl out with like a little stream like those planes. That's what you can have instead of Twitter, is owls with banners attached to them.
In that case, I'll probably just stay here and do another podcast then.
Okay. That's great to know. Thank you for taking away any of the responsibility that I might have had. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sincerely. That came across as being very insincere. It was very sincere.
You can't be trusted with the editing.
No, I can't be trusted with shit. I can't be trusted to get ready to record on time. Like, come on, guys.
But enjoy your vacation in Brighton.
I will do.
But today,
gonna be
you're going to put
great.
in work, right?
Yeah, because this is such hard work.
Yeah.
Speaking into a microphone and talking shit for an hour.
You did have to do research and find some mods. to
Yes,
talk about this
I
week.
did. Lovely segue there, Chris. Well done.
What mod did you find this week?
I chose Navies of Skyrim.
Oh, the one on the front page of Nexus. Lots of hard work and
It's only
research
got
there.
It's only got 77 endorsements on it. And it looks great, and I feel like, considering what we were talking about last week and the amount of research I just put into responding to a comment and bringing the podcast back to its roots, I thought that going with something with a naval theme was kind of appropriate.
It does look like a good mod.
Yeah, it looks genuinely really good. I might reinstall Skyrim for this. So basically what it does is it adds some more settlements and naval forces to kind of bolster the Civil War. So you have the really official imperial settlements with loads of big ports and vendors and things like that, and then you have the makeshift rebel Stormcloak ones and things. So it looks like it's going to be really interesting. I can understand why it's on the front page, and it just shows that even after 6 years, 5 years, 5.5 years, that there's still stuff that people haven't thought up of, and they're doing. Like,
Yeah,
it sounds
looks
great.
fantastic. The settlements especially look really
Yeah.
great.
Like, I'm genuinely tempted to re-sort out my Skyrim because I broke it last time. Like, it is a state.
Anyways, mods that I'm going to highlight this week. Also kind of a big mod that came out this month. Dragonfall Castle.
I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, it's like a huge castle made by Skyrim Lazz, and he makes like a bunch of these like giant medieval mansions, more or less. And
Ooh.
I was originally thinking about covering this one on load disorder, but it's actually too big and I'm lazy, so
wow.
I was like, no, I don't. It's so big that I was too lazy to cover it on the show because I didn't really want to like record the footage. But on this show, we don't have to record footage, so we can just talk about it.
Because our beautiful voices illustrate perfectly.
Yes, that's exactly
what everyone
it.
is seeing. It looks a bit like how I imagine a great keep in Westeros to look, especially with all the lions and shit.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! This bathhouse looks luxurious as shit.
It's definitely something that I think people should try. If you look at his page, he has a whole bunch of like these giant castles that are kind of like works of art, so check that out. The other mod, I'm gonna go a different route and go with Dragon Age Inquisition mods.
Ooh, mixing things up a bit here.
Yeah.
Ooh.
This mod turns your home base Skyhold. It turns it from day to night. It's a really subtle change, but I think it kind of adds a lot because a lot of the scenes that happen in Dragon Age make more sense as like night scenes. It kind of makes more sense for you to go raiding out during the day too, and then come back home and it's night. So, and normally in the vanilla game, it's always daytime. So I thought it was a kind of like a really nice subtle tweak that works. And
I'm just looking through some of the pictures. I love that window seat. That looks so cozy. You could probably have sex on there.
Yeah. Well, not in Dragon Age. You can't. Well, maybe. It depends on who you have sex with. I know there's some different locations depending on who you romance, but for the sex scenes. But
I've still got to finish playing through the first Dragon Age. Never mind anything else. I'm like so behind.
Because you're working on these podcasts, you're just grinding. You're hard at work. It's not that.
Yeah, I mean the fact that I put out an hour's worth of conversation every week, like that drains you, you know? Especially when you're not used to being social, and now with managing the Discord and having to speak to people on the Discord as well, like it's just so much work, and I'm really struggling.
You did ask for it. You're in charge of the Discord more.
I am the best fucking kingpin on there. I am everybody's favorite mod.
You're very helpful.
I'm
just posting
I'm
gifs.
just so lovely and kind and
Ralph Wiggum.
Yeah. Basically, I actually do my job for once.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, I could remove your kingpin status.
You could.
Reduce you to a cherry.
Yeah. I noticed I had a new role of cherry. I don't even know what that means.
Because you popped the cherry of banning someone. You broke in the Discord.
I did have to ban somebody this week for acting a fool.
You say, whilst the general chat is currently, ignore me, I'm a brick. And then 3 lines of foo thoughts.
In fairness, this person was banned from multiple servers, so there's certain behavior that can get you banned, even on a no rules absolute shit show like our Discord. There are still lines.
Us moderators, we talk. We gossip about you guys, you know? We don't.
Should we go on to a news segment of the podcast?
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't have a segue for that. I'm sorry.
You're so unprofessional. God damn it, Chris. It's like you don't prepare 15 minutes before we start recording.
I had 2 hours today thanks to your Fitbit problem.
Fucking hell. That was... Oh, it frustrates me. It frustrates me. I can't deal with technology, sorry.
So news.
Okay. Yeah. So, in really groundbreaking news today, I found out that we're cooking mashed potatoes wrong.
What? How are you cooking them?
Right, so when I cook mashed potatoes, I'll basically boil the potatoes with a bit of salt, water, and then once the potatoes are boiled, you add a bit of butter, a bit of milk, a bit of pepper, and some seasoning. and then you just mash it all together.
Okay.
I feel like that's how most people
Right.
cook mashed potatoes, right?
Sure, I just go to the store and buy
Oh,
it.
Chris!
Yeah, I'll agree with what you said.
Well, that's how normal people cook mashed potatoes.
So not in the
No.
microwave. I just put it in the microwave
Doesn't
and
it go
hit
really
the timer.
rubbery? Cooking it in the microwave.
No. I mean, because it's pre-made to
I've
be
had.
cooked in the microwave. I'm poor.
I'm
so-
poor as well.
Actually, well, that's probably not a good
No,
defense because
it's probably more
because
expensive.
microwave food is more.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's always cheaper to cook. It's always cheaper.
I
to
think
cook,
the excuse
but-
is you're lazy. You're too
Yes,
busy
I am
editing.
lazy. You do have to pay for the convenience. Like I think I got in an argument with some person where they were like, "Well, we were too poor. We had to eat Spam," and I'm like, "Wait a minute, Spam is fucking expensive. like you got to pay like $4 for like a can of that stuff."
Spam did used to be really, really cheap, but it's nasty. It's so
Yeah, it's
nasty.
gross.
Oh.
If you buy meat at a discount, you could get like real meat, like chicken or beef or pork. If you just like wait for it to be like the day that it has a sell by date, you just wait for that day and you buy it then. It's usually on discount, and you could get like just as much food for the same price.
Wait, was this me you were arguing with about this?
No, it's somebody else. But
Ah.
the point is that with food like that, you're always paying for the convenience.
Yeah. Okay. So
But
anyway, back
anyways,
to mashed potatoes.
Potatoes.
According to the Food Network's Tyler Florence, that's not how you meant to.
Who's this guy?
He's some guy on the Food Network.
Who made him the food king?
I only ever watch the Food Network for Ace of Cakes, where they make really cool cakes, like in the shape of cars and planes and flamingos. There was a flamingo once, and it was great. Right, okay.
This guy's an authority, apparently.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Right, so he says, so what I do with mashed potatoes, because you finish them with cream and butter anyway, right, is I'll take that same cream and butter and add that to the potatoes and cook the potatoes in the cream and butter. As in boiling the potatoes in the cream and butter instead of water.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Then he
And how does that change things?
That sounds like it'd be way more expensive for starters. But then he places cold peeled up potatoes in a pan with cream, olive oil and butter. He'll add sage, garlic, rosemary and some thyme. Then he waits 20 minutes for the potatoes to boil.
Okay.
And then you use the colander to mash everything together. And then you mix in the cream. But that's going to be so expensive.
Yes.
Milk and cream are not cheap. And that's going to have so many more calories as well.
Right, but it's not like it's completely outlandish, like it's just a rich person's way of doing something.
Yeah.
It's not like he's saying like I don't know, put it in the oven or some shit and then cook it that way. You're still boiling it. It's still
Yeah.
the same, fundamentally the same process, right?
There were a lot of people who got up in arms because our national treasure, Mary Berry, decided that you cook spaghetti bolognese by putting in cream.
Yeah.
So, like, a lot of people were outraged by that as well. So it's always interesting learning how proper people who can actually cook
Yeah.
cook things.
But the process is fundamentally the same. It's just the it's
Boiling
just using butter to
juice.
boil it. Yeah, it's just he's not telling you to deep fry it or anything in oil. It's
It
just
sounds like that'd be like too rich though. Maybe it's because I'm British and my taste buds are pretty bland.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm fairly adventurous. I like spicy food and shit.
Yeah, you know who would know what the right way to do it is? Hot pie.
But that was
Which
great.
brings us to our second news story. The actor for Hot Pie opens a bakery called You Know Nothing John Doe. How great
Beautiful
is that?
pun. Beautiful.
I think it's a pun on two levels, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
Have you seen like the pictures? He almost looks like Jon Snow, doesn't he?
Yeah,
With the,
well,
with
my
the hair and the
friend-
beard.
My friend sent me a link to it as soon as she saw it. And
Yeah.
because it's London based and they do deliveries through Deliveroo, when I go down to Brighton I have to change over at London and I've got 40 minutes to wait there. So I'm considering maybe ordering some of these like amazing looking direwolf breads.
They look great. Do you think he cooks them or is he just the mascot?
I'd say that he probably cooks. He probably shapes them and then they just cook them as they need them, probably, or they have like a mold or something.
So you think he's actually there all the time? Like he's
Nah,
a
I feel
cook.
like he'll have figured out the recipe and then he teaches it to everyone else. It's like Greg's.
Are you sure about that? I mean, he's an actor, right? I mean, do we know that he's a cook?
Well,
I mean,
he
obviously
hasn't
there
really
are
done
actors who
anything
do
else,
both.
has he?
That is true.
Maybe he actually is Hot Pie. Maybe that's his actual name. He's not playing a character. Game of Thrones is an elaborate documentary revolving around Hot Pie.
It does make our Ed Sheeran criticisms seem a lot more hollow.
Yeah.
If he actually is a knight, just playing music.
I mean, he does like to play the very chivalrous guy in his songs, so maybe it's reflective of real life. Who knows? Anyway, it looks great, the food. It looks,
It does.
If I do get some, I will return, not next week, but the week after, with a review of Hot Pie's Direwolf Breads.
Nice.
There may be a follow-up to this story.
Do they have special names for the food? Because, like, I know the title of the store, or the name of the store is You Know Nothing John Doe. I was wondering if, like, do they have, like, puns for the other food?
I'm not sure. I haven't looked at the menu. I don't live in London, and I'm not and I don't have Deliveroo on my phone yet.
See, because there's a lot of good bread puns that we could make.
Okay, hit me with your best shot.
So we have the dough puns, right? So let's start. We got John Doe.
Mm-hmm.
We got Doran Martel. Dorio Naharis. And my personal favorite, Dodor.
What about Daenerys?
Daenerys. There you go. Nice. We have the bread puns. We have Bread Stark, which is my personal favorite. I just love that name, Bread Stark. We have the Bread Fort.
Wait, what about the three-eyed doe?
Three-eyed doe.
Three-eyed
Oh, for crow? That's a stretch. It rhymes, but it's a stretch.
I feel like it works.
It's not as good as Dodor.
No, it's not, but still. Give me this moment of victory that I just came up with it on the
He's
stop.
a doughy man, and his name is Hodor. Dodor. It's perfect. I feel like they should change his name to Dodor.
Well, it's a bit late now, isn't it?
Yeah,
He's dead.
he's already
Spoilers.
dead. Sorry, spoiler alert. Somebody on the Discord, see if you're on the Discord, you can contribute. Disgraced mentioned white bread walkers. Hey, don't talk bad about the
I'm
Discord
not.
people.
I didn't say anything. I just went,
That was a very judgmental.
I'm a very judgmental person.
Rory, he mentioned Samwell Barley, which is very similar to Samwise Barley, the modern.
Yeah. That we never got round to letting show up.
That was like one
Yeah.
episode, and that was
I
it.
miss Samwell Barley. Samwise Barley.
He also came with the bread keep. Is there a bread keep?
The
I
red
thought it was
keep.
the bread fort.
The Red Keep.
Oh, the red
Yeah.
keep. Oh, there's also the bread fort.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah, Roose Bolton and the bread fort. Bunny came up with Bundor Clegane.
I quite like that one.
And here's a couple more I came up with. Cruster's Keep. Bread crust.
That sounds really nasty. I love crusted bread, but the word crusty is not a nice word. It
Yeah,
doesn't
plus
have nice
Craster.
connotations.
Yeah, plus Craster himself doesn't. You don't want to sell anything.
He's
with
kind of
Craster.
crusty.
Yeah, he's kind of a creep. Cruster's creep. We have Theon Grainjoy, or any Grainjoy, Asha Grainjoy, Euron Grainjoy. You know, it's a multifaceted pun.
Yeah.
Here's one: Brienne of Tart.
Ooh.
Like that? Good
I
one.
like that one.
Peter Danish. No,
Not
good?
hitting the same spot. Not
Okay.
hitting the same spot, you
Okay.
know?
Okay, how about this one? Bran Stark. You don't have to make a change to it. He's already named Bran. And, which leads me to my all-time Reddit comment. And this was on my old Reddit account, which I forgot the password for. But anyways, we have Bran Stark. So what does that make her mother, Catelyn Stark? Or Catelyn Stark? What does that make her? It makes her Raisin Bran. Huh? Because she raised Bran.
You fucker. What the fuck?
Bran? Raisin Bran. Huh?
Oh my god, Chris. I hate you so much.
Reddit liked it. I got a ton of upvotes. Reddit upvotes are more valuable than Nexus endorsements. I'll have you know.
That wouldn't surprise me. I'm not worth much. I think I have maybe 400 upvotes. on my account.
Okay, how about this? Lady Sconeheart.
I mean, I like scones.
Okay.
And you said scone correctly.
Yeah, see? Or dragon scone. How about that?
Oh, I quite like dragon. I think I prefer dragon scone.
Oh, okay. Next one. Castella Rock. No? Do you even know what a
No.
Castella is?
No.
Oh, see, then you're lame.
Bitch.
You're not a real foodie then. It's a Japanese sponge cake, that's probably why. But it's really good. You should try it. It's
Send
called
me some
Castella.
over.
It's called Castella. No, you can find it. I'm sure you can
Do they
find
do
it
a
somewhere.
do they do a Kit Kat flavor?
It is really good. You should try it.
Do they do a Kit Kat flavored Castella? All the way round.
I don't know.
Do they do a Kit Kat flavored
But
like
now
Castella?
that you
'Cause
know what
that's-
Castella is, do you think Castella Rock is a good pun?
I can appreciate it.
Okay.
I can appreciate it.
And this is my favorite, so I saved the best for last.
I thought your favorite was bran flakes.
That was Reddit's favorite, okay.
Okay.
But this is my personal favorite. So you know Daenerys Targaryen.
Yeah.
Her assistant is Missandei, right?
Yeah.
How
God,
about
what have you done?
Croissandei?
That's so stupid.
Missandei Croissandei, like a croissant. Oh, it's perfect.
If I wasn't afraid of ruining my microphone, I would headbutt my microphone right now.
Is that not the perfect pun? It's not completely obvious like Dodor. It takes a little bit of wit, but it's perfect. It fits perfect.
I mean, there's only so many puns you can take, Chris. I'm all bunned out, you know?
But
I can't take it anymore.
Going back to the start, John Doe, you know nothing John Doe, is actually like a pun with two levels because first of all, not only is dough like bread, but John Doe is like if you spell it D-O-E, it's what you call anonymous nobodies, right?
Yeah, it's like the generic fill-in name for
so like
America, isn't it?
Yeah, John Doe, Jane
like ours
Doe.
is John Smith.
And what is Jon Snow but a generic cookie cutter hero?
Depending on which adaptation you're looking at.
And with that, let's talk about Game of Thrones. So, Dragonstone, let's start there. What are your thoughts of the much ballyhooed meeting between Daenerys and John Doe?
It was so anticlimactic.
It was.
What the fuck? It was just so... Like, you'd think there'd be some kind of electricity about finally bringing these two characters together, and it was just a bit like, oh...
Well,
okay.
I don't blame Daenerys. I blame John Doe. It just reinforced to me how completely boring of a character he is. Like, I'm on Team Night King now just because I want him to beat and kill Jon Snow.
I'm still Team Sansa.
I am Team Night King because, you know what? If the Night King was there in Dragonstone, I could see him laughing at Tyrion's jokes.
Yeah.
I could see Tyrion's wit not wasted on the Night King. He might, like, leave this guttural
Crack
laugh.
a smile.
Yeah, he might go like, that might be the way he laughs. Like, it's more like a cough. But I could see him laughing. But Jon Snow, he's just like looks there like dumbfounded. He's like, what?
What? How many titles do you have, Daenerys?
The army of the dead! The army of the dead!
The White Walkers! What the fuck even accent was that?
Not only did he meet with Daenerys, he went out there and started brooding for an hour.
Posing!
Yes, before Tyrion finally was like, listen, you idiot. What did you come here for? You came here for the fucking dragon glass. It was up to Tyrion.
To point it out.
Yes.
Like, oh, god damn it.
He's the worst.
Why is he king in the north? Why?
It all stems back to the fact that the most interesting thing about him is his parents. And because of that, he can never die, and he's going to be there at the end because of his parents. He's interesting in the way, I don't know, chocolate is interesting, I guess, because it's just like it hits all the right spots because he's the traditional hero. He's like the classic.
Don't you dare compare the show's version of Jon Snow to chocolate. I love chocolate. I love
chocolate
Jon Snow.
too. Well, I'm not afraid to admit it. I like Jon Snow, but the part of me that likes Jon Snow hates it because he's so boring and he's so cliche.
I like his hair.
Yeah, him and the Night King, They are basically two classic heroes and villains, like who are just been planted into this interesting world of interesting characters. And while those characters are all making complex moves, the Night King and Jon Snow are like wondering why no one's paying attention to them because they're usually the focus. Like the Night King's like, I'm gonna kill everybody, and Jon Snow's like,
he's gonna kill everybody.
And they're kind of like really confused that people have 3 dimensions when they only have like one. So it's just, so I like him in the fact that I like Chocolate in that it hits all the right buttons, but at the same time he bores the shit out of me when he's with anybody who's remotely interesting.
So it's like if you had Chocolate, but then you also had your favorite specialist kind of cake from Japan that I've already forgotten the name of.
Castella.
That's the one. Yeah. It's like it's like having chocolate in a sea of Castella for you.
Were there any highlights to that meeting, the whole Dragonstones meeting?
Not the meeting, but the scene afterwards when Daenerys was talking with Tyrion. And Tyrion said, oh, well, a wise man once said this, this, and this. And Daenerys was like, mate, are you quoting yourself again?
He's like, not to you. Yeah, Tyrion is gold. He is the hero of this story that we demanded. Well, him and Cersei, which we'll get to later. But first, I want to talk about Davos, because for me, he was the highlight.
I love Davos. Bless his cotton socks.
He's so loyal, and he's so, like, passionate, like, arguing for his king, and he's just like, yeah, I want him to argue for me. I want him to start promoting our podcast.
Yeah. Oh, I love him. He's just so loyal and charming. And
I think Davos could get us to 10,000.
Yo, Davos.
He could have us competing with your dad.
Please. The one thing I've never got about Davos is that he has a very northern accent.
A flea-bottom accent.
No, he has a rather similar accent to the Northern Lords, at least to my ears.
That's because you have a trained ear, whereas to me it all sounds like British. It's just like a different kind of British.
That's so offensive. That's like saying Scottish and English are the same.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. Like Kate from Fallout 4, people are like, yeah, it's not a real Irish accent. It's more Scottish because the actor's Scottish, and I'm like, wow, really? I'm like, I didn't know that. Sounds all the same to me.
That's a very offensive statement. You're stereotyping.
Gotta get out of this goddamn heat.
Oh my! What
she
the
says that all
fuck
the time.
was that, Chris? What was that?
It was what it sounds like to me.
What was that? Oh god, that was. Yeah,
I can't do accents.
Basically, Davos is great, and he should be the first Prime Minister of Westeros.
Yeah. Well, he's always good as a second in command. He's not.
Well, technically, according to the British political system, the Queen is technically in charge, but the Prime Minister is basically her right-hand man who does all the actual work.
I see.
Technically.
He's pretty much the anti-Littlefinger. Which brings us to Winterfell.
So Sansa proved exactly why she should be Queen in the North. In that little scene where she was going around checking the provisions, making all these tough decisions and shit. Like, that is why you should have let her be Queen in the North. She's doing more governing in, like, this minute segment than Jon has apparently done for, like, the entire season so far.
It is weird, though, that part of what they were having her do is like teach people how to craft armor. Was like was that a skill that she knew about beforehand? Like
I feel like she's probably seen enough armor to know that it needs to be lined with leather.
You're pro Sansa though. I'm not criticizing Sansa. I think they should have had that scene. I just question the writing in terms of like the things that she should have been an expert at.
Yeah. But, like, she did consult, and she did do what a leader was meant to do, and she actually... She delegated, she figured shit out.
She reminded the maesters that food was important.
I mean, food is kind of important.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing.
Although I feel like that wouldn't have been a problem if everybody's name were bread puns. They could just sack the bread for it. There'd be bread everywhere.
I'm just blinking at you.
They could just take the bread right out of the walls.
Like, kind of Hansel and Gretel style.
Yeah, pretty much. The other thing we had was Littlefinger playing 4D Mahjong. Playing 7th dimensional chess. With his, you have to look at the game outside the game. And
you have to look at everything and you have to do this and that. And it was like they're definitely trying to pen a cool trailer line here.
Yeah.
You have to look at the game outside of the game.
Yeah.
And if you cannot find the game, then you look for a different game. And then you climb chaos as a ladder.
When your opponents are playing Monopoly, you gotta be playing Connect 4.
And when they catch up to you and start playing Connect 4, then you just move over onto checkers.
Or Scrabble.
Buckaroo.
I'm back here playing backgammon. While you're out here playing chess. Oh, Littlefinger. He amuses me so much.
And it's because he says everything in that same stupid voice. That changes every scene. It's like this kind of raspy half Irish accent.
Yeah.
And it's just like, no.
He's so bad. I cannot take him seriously.
And he just has this favourite spot on the wall this season that he just seems like glued to.
It's the walling marker. In Fallout 4, we just kind of place, in the mods, we just kind of place this marker where you cross your arms and lean. And I use it for pretty much every evil character or every badass character. It's like, oh, walling marker.
So Benioff and Weiss are basically taking directions from you.
Yes, well, from video games, more or less. You place the walling marker for your badasses, or your evil guys, or your guys who are plotting. Because there's no finger steeple mod, you have to use walling marker.
Now I want to see Littlefinger finger steepling.
I wish he would. It'd be the logical end to what his character has become, which is just a parody of himself.
Finger steepling against the
He's
wall.
He's basically just a parody of himself at this point.
Oh, and Bran appeared.
Yes, we must talk about creepy Bran. I'm the three-eyed
That was
raven
the most That was the most insensitive thing.
Hey Sansa, want to remember the worst moment of your life?
You looked really beautiful before you got raped.
Hey Sansa, remember the time Dad got his head chopped off?
Yeah.
The three-eyed raven does.
Hey Sansa, do you remember that time that you were stripped in front of the court and beaten? That was a fun time.
I watched the whole thing.
Hey Sansa, do you remember that time that you had to watch a 18-year-old boy get strangled to death and were completely traumatized by the violence in front of you?
The three-eyed raven does.
Hey Sansa, what about that time your aunt tried to push you through a moon door to die?
The three-eyed raven does.
That sucked.
By the way, that's me, the three-eyed raven, in case there was any confusion.
And I can't be Lord because of reasons, because three-eyed raven.
It's complicated.
Three-eyed raven. And I can't take up my rightful place as king in the north as Rob's legitimate surviving heir because
I'm a crazy bird man. Sansa's like, yeah, I'm just gonna go over here and cry for a bit.
I'll leave you to it. I'm going to go relive my traumatic memories in peace. Thanks, Bran. Lovely to see you.
Should have been you who died. Should have been Rickon who lived. Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, so that was... I get that they're trying to show that Bran is powerful and knowledgeable and shit, but...
Well, just he's lost his emotions.
He's still a teenager.
He could have been emotionless without being creepy.
Yeah. He could have still had tact.
Or better yet, he could have been cereal.
Fuck off. Right, so that's Winterfell.
Yeah, Citadel, Old Town. Jorah continues his adventures into the friend zone. completely healed.
Jorah's terminal illness is only skin deep, but
that was me, but
and he's not even. I mean, he doesn't look like he's been flayed alive.
Yeah.
He just kind of looks a bit, just a bit raw.
Someone needs to put him out of his misery. The grayscale failed, but this next adventure into the friend zone is going to involve a lot of cringing.
Khaleesi. He's going to throw such a fit when Daenerys and Jon end up getting together. I'm going to throw such a fit. Jorah's going to be my stand-in at that point. When Daenerys and Jon get together,
he's your avatar.
His reaction will probably be my reaction, like, no, I wanted something less cliche to happen. No!
That is the thing. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but Game of Thrones is like, it's thrived on being the anti-cliche.
Yeah.
And then here we are with the most cliche character ever made.
It up.
Yeah. And only Jorah can save us. Jorah and Cersei. But
Jorah, please.
His battle against the friend zone, another cliche, but maybe he will prevail. The other great thing is we had no gross stuff for Sam.
Yay! And he gets to stay in Hogwarts.
Yes.
Yay!
I was kind of fully expecting his punishment to be really gross.
Yeah.
Like, I thought the Archmaester was going to just drop his pants and ask Sam to tend to his herpes, but luckily...
Luckily, no.
It was just a bunch of books he had to rewrite, which he should love. He loves reading books.
And, like, that's the best way to learn stuff, is reading something and copying it out.
Yeah, just to transcribing it or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much what university is. He doesn't even have to pay fees!
Yeah. He's like you.
Dude is living the dream!
Maybe he'll stay for his 8th doctorate like you are.
Oh, yeah. Only he doesn't have to pay fees, I do.
But maybe this is the calm before the storm. Maybe next week.
He'll just have to... He'll just be getting shat on.
Yeah.
Repeatedly.
Oh, it's gonna be horrible. But yeah.
They're building it up.
Yeah, they are. They're setting us up for the shitstorm. The literal shitstorm. And finally,
whatever the fuck happened in the West. Just the West in general, because... Right, so... Euron comes in triumphant and all the small folk love him and love Cersei.
Yeah, they were throwing food at him. I'm like, why are they wasting food? Or they're throwing food at Yara.
Yeah. Why would you do... I don't understand why they're so against Daenerys when their queen slaughtered the most beloved queen in the city. And
oh, she did, yes.
You know, why does she have the support of the small folk now?
That's way more important than why they're wasting food.
I mean, that as well, because King's Landing is notoriously impoverished.
And then there's Euron, who, oh god, I hate him so much. I don't know why Twitter loves him.
He's just really shit.
He's an edgy 15-year-old.
It's like...
I mean, the things he's talking about. Oh, this crowd makes me so hard. It's like some 15-year-old boy who's never had sex.
Oh, does your sister like it? Does she like it hard or soft? Does she like a finger up a bum? Emmy Award-winning writing, guys!
He's a 15-year-old. He's Joffrey grown up. I bet he has a name for his sword, too. He's probably named his pike something like...
Dickweave!
Yeah. He's Joffrey grown up, people. Why do you like him, Twitter?
But
why?
It's like the writers were like, right, how do we make a villain who can compete with Joffrey and Ramsay? And they were just like, we'll just grab parts of each of their personalities and squish them all together and hope for the best. And it's like, that's not what Euron's character, that's not the point of Euron's character. At least in the books.
I don't get the point. I don't understand him at all, because he gets too much airtime, first of all. He's basically like that kid, like I said this last week, but he's that kid in the TV sitcom that gets introduced in like season 8 just because the ratings have been down. And he gets way too much airtime, and you're like, why is this kid here? We don't care about him. We care about the other characters in the show. And it's just like, And it wouldn't be so annoying if he wasn't so overpowered.
Nerf Euron,
like
2017.
Yeah, hashtag Nerf Euron. Disgraced had that hashtag from our Discord.
Thank you.
Hashtag Nerf Euron.
But, yeah, so Cersei takes...
First of all, I should say that Cersei player of the game for this episode. Obviously, she's going to probably have her downfall later, but MVP season so far. But yeah, go ahead.
Basically, she takes Ilaria and Tyene Sand down to the dungeons, and she's like, "Why did you kill my daughter?" And Ilaria's like, I don't actually know. I guess the plot kind of demanded it. And then she's like, "Your daughter's really hot, by the way." And then she snogs her, and then Ilaria's like, "Oh shit, she's wearing lip gloss."
That was really pink and obvious, but I give her credit for being such a badass to say that whole speech while she had poison on her lips. Because if it was me, I would have ran down there, kissed Tyene real quick, dumped my face in water, drank the antidote, and then
run
explained.
off giggling.
Yeah, no, and then explained why poetic it was. Because no, that shit is really dangerous, right?
Yeah.
Imagine if you had a really dangerous poison on your lips. Could you really stand there?
I think it would have been better, right, if she'd have put it on just before.
Oh, yeah, that
like that would
sense.
have really amped up the tension, and then you'd realise, oh shit, that's what she's gonna do. Like, I think that would have been a better way to do it, just because then it means that she's not sitting with this massive deadly poison on her lips for 10 minutes.
Even if you have a trace of it on the corner of your mouth, how do you know? What if you lick your lips? Yeah. It's kind of dangerous, I think. Like, she kissed Jamie afterwards.
Yeah. Could have killed him. But yeah, Indira Varma, who plays Ilaria, she proved that she should have had so much better material for the last 2 seasons. Because she can act. That motherfucker can act. She is an incredible actress, and she's definitely been wasted for the last 2 seasons. And I feel like if we'd have had more scenes like that with that kind of intensity where she was able to actually properly perform, then we might have felt something over Tyene's death and her worst hell coming alive.
In fairness, the character itself just wasn't a major player. It's like Euron. I mean, the major players, it's just hard to care about them because they haven't been around. They just recently come on. The non-major players, I mean.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't really kind of develop that character, in fairness.
But it's like if we'd seen some affection between the sisters and...
Yeah, they didn't see
like,
it
really
at
got
all.
to know them as a family, like Starks 2.0 almost, because, like, they are fiercely loyal to each other in the books. Like, if we'd have seen some of that loyalty and that unity, then we might have actually felt something about all 3 of the Sand Snakes' death. But at the end of the day, it was just like, oh.
Oh, they're gone
dead.
now.
Sucks.
They didn't see that at all. The other thing we had was Mycroft.
Coming back in again.
Yeah.
After being serenaded by Mace Tyrell.
Oh, wait, he was there before, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, I forgot. How could I forget Mycroft?
He is a pretty forgettable character.
Okay. And then, lastly, we have the battle.
How much time passed in this episode?
I don't know. The time thing is always confusing.
Because, alright, so Jamie managed to go from King's Landing to Castle Rock to Highgarden.
Yeah.
And take over Highgarden. Castle Rock looks shit, by the way.
Yeah, they didn't put any time into that.
I really, really praised the art direction for Dragonstone with the kind of Eastern themed kind of sculpture that really made it alien. And it seems like they put all of their art direction to Dragonstone instead of even giving any kind of consideration to Castle Rock. Castle Rock is meant to be the Fort of Gibraltar, kind of. The Rock of Gibraltar kind of style of everything's woven into one another, and yet when you look at shots of the interiors and exteriors of Highgarden and Castle Rock, it looks like the same thing copy and pasted.
It was a low effort world space, to be sure.
It was just so bland. They could have done so much with it.
Yeah.
But it was just so shit. And this whole thing about how the latest generation of Lannisters made Castle Rock what it is. No, they didn't. Castle Rock is a fortress that was won by their first men ancestor thousands of years ago with tons of secret passages and things like that. And it just They could have done so much more. They could have made it beautiful. They could have made it distinctive from Highgarden by just putting some fucking flowers in Highgarden, right? They could have had a couple of flowers and maybe like a corn maze or something outside of Highgarden, and it would have been fine. That's okay. We've got 2 different castles here. We've got 2 different locations. They could have distinguished that, but they didn't. They look the same. It was shit.
No wonder they abandoned it.
I mean, yeah.
It's like, I wouldn't want to live here.
No, bland and boring.
It's like, take it.
The stronghold of the Lannisters, you'd expect it to be, like, gold-plated everything.
Yeah, it should have been Trump Tower.
Yeah. They could have just gone to New York and filmed in there for a bit. Same thing.
Yeah, that's what they should have done.
And then they basically took... The invasion of Highgarden would never go that easily. They wouldn't have been taken completely unawares.
Fairness, Sir Loras wasn't there to defend them with his magical kung fu that he somehow learned. Have you? I don't even want to go into Iron Fist, but there was a couple callbacks on that. They did the 10 good men thing from Castle Rock, and then the Robb Stark. Whispering Wood.
Whispering Wood.
Whispering Wood, yeah, the Whispering Wood maneuver. He used.
But how would they have known that Tyrion was going to go for Castle Rock in the first place? Because that's such a stupid move.
In fairness, he is kind of obsessed with his father in Castle Rock.
Yeah, but that takes... I think that Team Cersei's all psychic. That's my headcanon.
Team Cersei is just killing it this season so far, though. She not only got her revenge on both her children's killers, one inadvertently. She paid all their debts, and she took Highgarden and
fucked over the Unsullied.
Yeah, fucked over the Unsullied.
Wait, hang on. How did Euron manage to circumnavigate the continent again?
Euron is magic. Do not question magical Euron.
He has warp holes. That's the only way I can explain it. Because he's... No, so they went back from between Dragonstone and Dawn... back to King's Landing, and then in the space of the episode, circumnavigated the fucking continent again!
We don't need to go over Euron. He is basically... He's on God mode right now, okay? But yeah, Jaime did end up sacking Highgarden with relative ease. I think it might have been a bit budget.
Yeah.
But partly also they wanted to have more time for the last scene.
Yeah. It was... probably one of the highlights of the episode. You had Diane Rigg giving some great material, and that is what you want to go out doing.
Yeah, that was an amazing scene. Just pour one out for Olenna because she will be missed.
I love the way that she went out. She still managed to get the tiniest of victories over the Lannisters, an emotional victory rather than... Like, do you think that Jaime's going to tell Cersei? Because Cersei will have... If Cersei knew, then Cersei would have demanded that she be dragged through the streets. No questions asked.
I don't know. I think...
I don't think he will tell her.
Yeah, I don't think there's any point to it. She's already dead. It's just like opening old wounds, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a great scene with just... Not just... Obviously, her lines are great and her delivery is great. And like, everything she's done on the show has just been fantastic. But just the contrast between how Jaime killed her and Cersei killed Tyene. And how he's always been this character that's wanted to do the honorable thing, right?
Yeah.
Even though he's been kind of labeled as the Kingslayer, as this bad, horrible guy, he's always trying to do like what's right? And even when he's trying to do what's right, it ends up kind of biting him in the ass when Olenna reveals, like after she drinks the poison, just like, you know, I'm the one who killed your son, and she kind of just like digs the wound in. It's just like, it was just amazing scene altogether.
It was just, yeah.
And that line she gave, like where he's talking about how he learned from his failures, like, oh, you must be a very wise man then. That's great. Because he's had a lot of failures, but
oh yeah, he's fucking, yeah. No, that was probably the highlight of the episode for me. Was that last scene. And she just downed that wine like a badass.
Yeah.
That is how I drink wine. And so I appreciate Elena.
The last kind of foreshadowing, we mentioned this earlier, but the fact that Jaime says that, like, Cersei's a monster, but at the end, no one's gonna care if we have peace, right? And the whole deal with Game of Thrones is that we subvert tradition, we subvert expectations. They started off by letting Ned Stark die. He was supposed to be the classical hero, and it turned out to be Jon Snow. But what are the chances that Cersei ends up on the Iron Throne at the end of this story?
I think she's gonna get blown up. Wildfire going up, bitches!
So like a 10% chance, 5% chance?
0.1.
I'm gonna give her like a 10% chance. I still think there's no way that they would have the balls to do it, but it would be Game of Thronesy to have her.
I'd say that the chance of there being an Iron Throne is like less than 30%.
So you're on Team Night King then?
I'm on Team Devolution of Power.
Okay.
I'm on Team Make Westeros Great Again by splitting up Westeros into different kingdoms.
But who that is a candidate for the throne would be okay with that, other than the Northern people, like other than Sansa?
Well, if Daenerys's dragons die, then there's more than enough chance for all the different kingdoms to rise up. I could see the Tarleys grasping for power.
Right, but there would be war. She wouldn't stand for that in perpetuity, to use her words.
She might not have the power, or she might die.
Yeah, I think if for that to happen, every major player would have to die, because the people with ambition, the people we care about, they all have, like I said, they all have ambitions. They all want to have all 7 kingdoms, with the exception of the Starks. So yeah. I can't see that being the end. I do see a small chance that Cersei is the one who outlasts everybody, just because that's the way Game of Thrones has worked from the beginning. It's always tried to subvert the traditional ending, or the traditional fantasy. So there is a small chance. It's doubtful, though.
It's very doubtful, I'd say.
So, on a scale of Skyrim characters, what do you give this episode? Queen's Justice.
I would give it a courier just because it pops up wherever it's needed.
That is true. I'm going to give it... Now, I know that it's probably going to happen later anyway, like a dragon dying, but because of what happened to Daenerys and she's the Queen of Dragons, I'm going to give it a Delphine.
Ooh.
Because Delphine is like pretty anti-dragon, and we saw Cersei just wreck shit, and they're both kind of strong, powerful women, so I'm going to give it a Delphine.
Okay.
The player of the game definitely was Cersei this episode.
Man of the match, woman of the match.
Yeah. With an asterisk because Euron is OP.
Yeah. Like, we can't give it to Euron because Euron's a fucking cheater who uses warp holes and shit.
He's underage. He doesn't qualify.
Nerf Euron.
Hashtag 20-year-old Joffrey. Hashtag nerf Euron.
Hashtag Widow's Whale.
Would you name his pike, his weapon, or what weapon does he use? Does he use a...
probably uses an axe.
Yeah.
He'd probably call it Goodhead.
Hashtag Goodhead. So that's it for this episode of Lore Friendly.
Yes, it is.
Is there anything else you would like to add before we leave?
No, I can just feel the caffeine from my energy drink slowly draining out of me. So I'm kind of like, as this podcast has gone on, I'm kind of slumping more and more. Oh. So I have nothing else to add.
All right. Well, that ends it for this episode. We'll see you next
3
week.
week streak, motherfuckers!
We'll see you next week, and Allison too.
Bye, guys. Love you. Miss you. Okay.